Bo Jackson is the only man to be an all-star in both the NFL and Major League Baseball. Yet he wasn't a big fan of lifting weights. He seemed to do okay just focusing on bodyweight exercises, sprint work, and explosive movements. How about you? Do you prefer lifting bodyweight or metal plates? Leave your answer in the comments. Bo's preference for bodyweight is a great reminder that resistance training doesn't live in just one place. You don't have to love barbells to get strong. Whether it's bodyweight, free weights, machines, or helping your best friend move, there are multiple paths to building strength, power, and a durable body. So today we're breaking down the advantages, disadvantages, and costs of various resistance training options, starting with the same place Bo did. Bodyweight training. If you think about it, you started with bodyweight training as a baby. My 3-month-old granddaughter is getting stronger every day just by lifting her chubby arms and legs. Even as adults, bodyweight training is one of the most accessible ways to build strength because you can do it anywhere. In your living room, in a hotel, or in the Costco parking lot while you're waiting for the doors to open. It's easy on the joints, especially for beginners and older adults, and the movements feel familiar, which makes it less intimidating than loading up a barbell. Because you're not relying on an external load, bodyweight workouts are incredibly convenient and cost nothing at all, which is a major psychological advantage for people who struggle with barriers like gym anxiety or time constraints. The downside is that bodyweight exercise can eventually become too easy unless you intentionally increase the difficulty by doing things like manipulating the tempo, adding pauses which takes away momentum, or switching to single leg variations. It's also harder to train upper back and pulling muscles unless you have a pull-up bar or some sort of suspension system. Overall, bodyweight training is great for beginners, frequent travelers, older adults, and anyone who wants a simple, low-barrier option they can start right away. Because it's very approachable and accessible, people often stick with it longer. And in the long run, adherence is always more important than equipment. Resistance bands are another highly convenient option because they're portable, inexpensive, and extremely joint-friendly. They work about every major muscle group, and when paired with high levels of effort, they can develop strength, particularly in beginners. But for anyone, they can be part of a warm-up or rehab routine. They fit easily into a backpack or drawer, making them great for travel or home workouts. Bands are excellent for people coming off injury, older adults needing gentle resistance, and anyone who wants a full body routine without spending more than $50. The disadvantages show up when you need heavier loading, because bands don't allow for true maximal training, and the exact resistance is often difficult to measure. They also wear out over time. And when a band snaps at you, it feels like getting smacked by a rubber version of Will Smith. Ouch. Did you know dumbbells are called dumbbells because they originated from handheld bells with their clappers removed, making them dumb or silent? Regardless of their silence, dumbbells are one of the most versatile pieces of resistance equipment you can use. They allow you to push, pull, squat, hinge, and carry with controlled movements that promote strength, hypertrophy, and functional fitness. Because each hand moves independently, they're also great for correcting side-to-side imbalances. Many people find dumbbells less intimidating than barbells, and they're generally safer when training alone because you can drop them if a set gets too difficult. This makes them an effective option for older adults who want to control the movement with less joint strain. Their main drawbacks are cost and space. While a small set of dumbbells is affordable, a full set gets expensive quickly and takes up room. There are adjustable dumbbells that are more cost-effective, but they can feel a bit clunky. But overall, dumbbells are ideal for almost everyone. Beginners, intermediates, and advanced lifters, and they fit especially well into home gyms because they offer a lot of training variety without requiring a full barbell setup. Another option is to lift a calf as it grows bigger every day. Or you can progressively load compound movements like squats, deadlifts, and presses more precisely with barbells and other options, including cows. This is why they're the king of maximum strength training that have been proven to be effective in building muscle, improving bone density, and developing full body strength. Many people are also motivated by the clear, measurable progress dumbbells provide, which is a psychological reward that keeps them coming back. However, barbells require more technical skill, more space, and if you're training heavily, more attention to form and a spotter. They can feel intimidating to beginners, and heavy loading can be less joint-friendly if you have mobility issues or past injuries. A full barbell setup with plates and rack requires either a gym membership or a dedicated space at home, which becomes expensive. Contrary to some beliefs, barbells are perfectly safe with good instruction, but for older adults or complete beginners, they tend to work best when gradually introduced. But they're very well suited for intermediate and advanced lifters, strength athletes, or anyone who enjoys structured progression and measurable improvement. Unfortunately, resistance training machines often get overlooked. Just like Samuel L. Jackson, who's carried Hollywood for the past decade, but still can't buy an Oscar win. Not only are machines one of the safest and most accessible ways to train, they actually do build muscle. Since machines guides the movement path, they're ideal for beginners who are still learning how to control their joints under a load. But they do let you push close to failure without worrying about losing balance or breaking form. Machines also reduce joint strain, which makes them ideal for people with injuries, older adults, or anyone looking for a predictable, controlled training experience. They're also very time efficient because setup is quick, meaning you can do a full workout in 30 minutes without much planning. The downside is that machines don't challenge stabilizer muscles the way free weights do, and the variety of movements is limited to whatever the machine offers. They also require gym access unless you invest in expensive home equipment. So machines work well for anyone who wants a safe, structured way to build muscle, especially beginners, hypertrophy-focused lifters, older adults, or individuals recovering from injury. A quick reminder to click like and subscribe. Thanks. You may have noticed that with free weights, some parts of the lift feel easy, while others feel noticeably harder. That's because with every lift, as your joint angle changes, your leverage changes as well. So even though the load or the amount of weight you're lifting doesn't change, the effective resistance your muscles experience varies throughout the lift. That's why the weight can feel easy in the strong portion of the range of motion and much harder in the weak portion, meaning the muscle isn't challenged evenly from start to finish. Cable machines and well-designed resistance machines help solve this issue. They provide constant tension because pulleys and cables distribute resistance evenly throughout the range of motion. They allow you to adjust the angle, height, and load, making them adaptable for almost any movement pattern. The smooth resistance also makes cable exercises joint-friendly and great for accessory work or training through the full range of motion. The main limitation is that most people only have access to cables in the gym. It's also easy to overdo light pump-style cable work and end up doing lots of junk volume without real progression. While cables work for all levels, they're especially valuable for people who want to isolate muscle groups or train with precision and control. Variable resistance machines take it a step further by adjusting the load to match your natural strength curve. Instead of one fixed resistance like with free weights, these machines use cams, levers, or even air pressure to make the exercise harder at your strong angles and easier at your weak ones. Nautilus popularized this design decades ago, but you see modern versions today with selectorized machines, plate-loaded hammer strength pieces, and Kaiser pneumatic systems. The big advantage is that the muscle gets a more consistent challenge through the full range of motion, which is excellent for hypertrophy. These machines are also very joint-friendly and safe, making them perfect for beginners, older adults, and anyone wanting to target muscle work without technique breakdown. The downside is that they aren't cheap, so they require gym access, and the gains come slower with variable resistance due to the unnatural movement pattern. Suspension trainers like TRX are fantastic for building core strength, stability, and full body control because your body's constantly adjusting to maintain balance. They're portable, simple to set up, and surprisingly challenging, even with basic movements, which can be embarrassing, believe me. But they do make a great option for home workouts or travel. Their limitation appears when you want heavy strength training, since body angle is the primary way to increase difficulty. Progression is possible, but not as measurable with weights, but the full body workout you get can't be denied. Suspension trainers are ideal for anyone who enjoys movement-based training and anyone looking to improve their core and stability without needing heavy equipment. Suspension training is a little bit unconventional, but so is lifting a calf. What's the most unconventional training routine you've tried or heard about? The more established ones are kettlebells, sandbags, and medicine balls that add variety and real-world functionality to your training. Kettlebells are amazing for exercises like swings, cleans, and snatches that build power, grip, strength, and conditioning. Sandbags provide an unpredictable shifting load that challenges stabilizers in a unique way. And med balls are great for explosive throws and rotational training. The disadvantages are the need for proper technique with the ballistic movements and the cost for kettlebells. These tools are best for people who want a dynamic, engaging workout style or athletes who benefit from explosive strength and functional training. If you need help with all the options with their advantages, disadvantages, and costs, check out the PDF at the top of the comments. A friend of mine once claimed that he didn't need to exercise because his manual labor job was workout enough. But I suggested that he tried functional training that focuses on movements that carry over to real life. Instead of isolating one muscle at a time, functional training teaches your body to work as a coordinated system, often using kettlebells, dumbbells, cables, sandbags, or even body weight. The big advantage is that it improves how you move, not just how you look. It builds balance, stability, coordination, and the kind of strength you use at work, home, or in sports. This is why first responders, military personnel, and athletes rely on functional style programs. The downside is that training can feel a bit random if not structured. And progress is harder to measure compared to barbells or machines. Functional training is great for beginners who want to move better, older adults who need balance and stability, athletes who rely on coordination, and anyone who wants strength that transfers to everyday life. When you put all these training options together, the most important thing is to remember that the best option depends on your goals, your joints, your space, and your personality. For time efficiency, barbells and dumbbells give you full body strength because compound lifts work multiple muscles at once. Bodyweight bands or suspension trainers are the most convenient option because they require little setup. Machines, cables, and variable resistance offer the smoothest, most joint-friendly training. When it comes to safety, bodyweight machines, dumbbells, and cables are the easiest and safest starting points for beginners and older adults. Barbells are safe when coached properly, but require more technique and attention to form. Variable resistance machines provide the most controlled, joint-friendly movements across all options. But remember that people stick to what they enjoy. Structure, novelty, convenience, or variety all influence long-term adherence. Home-friendly tools reduce barriers and make consistency easier for many lifters. Clear, measurable progress, like with barbells, boosts motivation for certain personality types. When deciding between home versus the gym, know that home is ideal for convenience, short sessions, privacy, and flexible scheduling. Gym training is ideal for equipment variety, cable machines, heavier free weights, and community motivation. But home and gym can produce the same results when effort and progression are the same. If you're concerned what will work for your experience level, beginners do well with bodyweight, bands, machines, and light dumbbells. For intermediates, consider a mix of dumbbells, cables, suspension trainers, and introductory barbell work. And advanced lifters typically go with barbell-centered training with machines, cable, and functional resistance. So what's the best resistance training? The truth is, every tool from bands to barbells can build muscle and strength when you train hard enough and keep progressing. The right choice depends on your goals, your budget, your space, your age, your injury history, and your personality. What matters most is consistency, not equipment. Choose the tools that make you look forward to training, and you'll get stronger, healthier, and more capable over time. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit the like button. It won't build muscle, but it does build this channel. Thanks. And I'll see you next time for more evidence-based facts without the hype. And as always, my answers come from peer-reviewed research.